like.
Swings and roundabouts where Viktor Gyokeres to Arsenal, and better yet, Benjamin Sesko. Now, I just want to ask you a lot of question, yeah. Based on everything we've heard about Gyokeres, and I'm sure we've covered it before. Big up to my long-term supporters. We'll go through in a second a number of quote-unquote conflicting reports. I just want to ask you a lot, yeah. You see what we've seen with this Gyokeres stuff so far, right? Surely this is more of a saga than the whole Vlahovic in January of 2022. I might be wrong now. Again, where Gyokeres is concerned, we've had everything from apparently no offers have been placed. Arsenal have had a bid rejected. Arsenal have had 2 bids rejected. The agent is talking. Gyokeres is indirecting on social media. The president is hitting hitting out. There's not really clarity in relation to this gentleman's agreement and the fixed fee you could leave for. Some say you could leave for 60 to 70 million euros. Some say that's not enough, and everything in between, people. So yeah, man, you do your head in trying to make sense of this. And for all the talk about Kepa, Zubimendi, Gyokeres, Sesko, Rodrigo, Partey, new deal, this one, that one, outgoings, nothing at this moment in time has happened. And it's the 16th of June. Now, let me know your thoughts on that. Is it the calm before the storm? Is it are people panicking probably prematurely? Is it wait and see? Or are you one where you're a bit vexed that Arsenal haven't announced anything, especially with what you're seeing going on from both teams? Or are you in the middle in that you feel both of those viewpoints? Again, we have heard apparently Viktor Gyokeres' deal has been frozen where Arsenal are concerned. We've frozen our pursuit, apologies, people, of Viktor Gyokeres due to Sporting's current asking price, according to sensational reports in Portugal. It seems like the Portuguese press know how to remix stories, and to be fair, they've been milking this Gyokeres thing. It's understood that Sporting were previously willing to sell Gyokeres for a fee of 70 million euros this summer, but Federico Varandas, the club's president, is reportedly now holding out for a fee closer to his 100 million euros release clause. As a result, despite tracking Arsenal for over a year, Arsenal have now frozen their pursuit of his signature. Now, I have no doubt that I think we've been looking at Sesko for a few years, but naturally, if you're looking for a striker, you're going to keep up to reports and have up-to-date scouting reports on an Ollie Watkins, another one we've been interested in. Obviously, Benjamin Sesko. And on the topic of needing a striker, having to find a striker, someone like Viktor Gyokeres, who I'm pretty sure every club must have been monitoring him when he was at Coventry, and it's followed him, people. His statistics, whether you think stats or whatnot, it's too hard to ignore. It's like, if I have a job, I don't know. I mean, if I have a restaurant, to be fair with you, and I'm a Michelin star restaurant, and I have several different, world-class chefs, and I have a position open for one, there might be someone like, I don't know, I've got this restaurant in London. There might be somebody that, I'm exaggerating, but, a chef that is highly thought after from Manchester. I love his work. I love what he does, and I want to get him. But I've got a position for head chef. That might be my first target. There might be a good chef in Luton. There might be a good chef down the road. I'm going to have them on a list and try and send emails and gauge their willingness to come and join my organization. Football is no different. But apparently we've frozen our pursuit. We believe the price is now too high. Now, of course, if it's 100 million euros or close to that, I don't begrudge Sporting for doing that, because gentleman's agreement and actual cold-hearted writing where I's are dotted and T's are crossed is very different in business. And again, the English teams have money. The striker market is dead. Sure, Sporting want to do what they're doing with their recruitment. They're entitled to. I know it's not right if they have offered Gyokeres something in terms of a gentleman's agreement, but they're entitled to simply try and provoke a bidding war. You see Arsenal interested, allegedly Manchester United, every now and again Napoli, Juventus, Atletico, PSG, El Hilal, Chelsea, who I think you can't underestimate, Liverpool, every now and again journalists speak on it. And I do want to ask you lot, yeah, because I think I've seen enough from Gyokeres in terms of goals, in terms of his general play, to believe that he'll be a success in the Premier League. Whether that's 15, 20 goals or more, or he flops, I don't know, people. But I've personally seen enough. But then, being devil's advocate, I did previously speak, and I only really care about the eyes, but apparently Opta did something where they looked at, how difficult it is to score goals and whatnot. And long story short, the level of defending in Portugal statistically is to League One, and apparently it's more difficult to score goals in the Championship. I only say that to say this, if you've seen what Rio Ferdinand said about the concerns about Gyokeres, and I say that to say this. So consider those things, people. Smash the like button. Let me know your thoughts. But also the fact that he's 26, 27. He's shown that he can bag goals in the Championship. Fair enough, it's not champs, but he's bagged goals in the Championship. He's bagged goals in Portugal. He's had good and low periods in his career, so he's fairly rounded now. He's 27. He's ready to go. The striker market is dead. This guy's statistics are too hard to ignore. I'm not saying to activate his release clause, but he's got a release clause and quote unquote some level of willingness from Sporting to negotiate lower than that. And like I said, a lot of the other strikers, it's all potential. There's something that goes against them, which Gyokeres does as well. If all of these things just make so much sense and he could be available for as low as 50 odd to 60, 70 odd million euros, is it a red flag that nobody seems to be getting this over the line? Now, this is one where you wish you was a fly on the wall at all of the interested parties in Viktor Gyokeres, and also obviously, Arsenal. But just food for thought, people. Apparently, we're looking at Ollie Watkins as a cheaper alternative, who is 29. Fair play. So maybe it's a case that Gyokeres isn't actually expensive. We just feel he's not worth the fee. Whether don't shoot the messenger. Maybe we just don't feel for the fee that it's worth that. In which Sesko, I guess the ceiling is higher in terms of potential, but he's going to cost a lot more. I guess we believe a lot more in him. I personally think if all the dominoes fall into place, Sesko's the one they want. Is it a thing where we're pursuing Gyokeres because Sesko deal, something we don't like at Leipzig? Is there a change of heart? I don't know, man. Nico Williams, we hear, wants a Barcelona move, and it seems like he's still going to be going there. We've been tipped to sign Phil Foden. We've been linked with Andrea Cambiasso as well as a potential recruit for the summer, people. Can play left back, can play right back, can even deputise in a number of positions. Was close to going Manchester City, Nottingham Forest, Atletico Madrid and AC Milan all apparently have an interest in him. So it makes sense why Arsenal be linked with a versatile player. Arsenal apparently are poised to return, people, with another bid. Okay, it says another bid. We haven't placed one for Viktor Gyokeres, with Atletico Madrid also interested in the striker. Gyokeres has already ruled out a move to Man United. Now, if nothing more, and Gyokeres doesn't go United, that's a W, because their fans were doing it a lot. And again, we do hear he wants to go back to the Premier League or back to England. You've seen him at Swansea, at Coventry, at Brighton. Maybe there's that fire in his belly to return to these shores. Twice the player and more of a household name than he initially was, people. Apparently, Arsenal never made an offer to Sporting for Gyokeres. The Swede is a target, but Arteta's priority has always been Sesko. Gyokeres is still on the list in the case the deal doesn't materialize, and he has a preference at the Gunners over Manchester United. Completely off topic, but on topic, in that it's off topic for Gyokeres, on topic with a striker pursuit. Victor Osimhen, who shares the same first name, and I'm sure a lot of people would like the look of him. Would you go for him? Apparently, according to Galatasaray's desire to land Osimhen, and despite that, they are set to face significant competition for his signature. According to Team Talk reporter Rudy Galetti, AC Milan, Arsenal, Chelsea, Juventus, Manchester United, PSG and Real Madrid are all keeping close tabs on Osimhen's situation ahead of a possible bid. He has a 75 million euros release clause to be paid in as few installments as possible. So that seems like that's the barrier for a lot of clubs potentially. Arsenal think the asking price for Gyokeres is too high, so we'll focus on Benjamin Sesko or Ollie Watkins instead. Atletico are waiting to see what Arsenal are doing before they go on the pursuit for Gyokeres. We all know Berta was at Atletico Madrid and they wanted him there. Arteta has thought to prefer Benjamin Sesko over Gyokeres. Why would that be the case for you lot? Juventus and Atletico squeeze Gyokeres, but the Swede has no doubts he wants to play in the Premier League. So if you don't go to Arsenal, you don't go to Manchester United, I mean, where do you go then? We'll have to see, essentially, people. Player sees glass half full on Arsenal transfer, believes Arteta will try to sign him. Skipping through this, we know there's been drama, people. We know there was rumours of an agreement to leave for 60 million euros plus 10 million euros in add-ons, even to the point where there's rumours that if that exact sum is bidded and Sporting say no, they have to pay some sort of clause to the agent of Gyokeres. So there's a lot of isms and schisms, people. Sporting blew that up last week, making it clear privately and then publicly that such an amount simply won't be acceptable. Arsenal were likely tempted into being interested by the prospect of a relative bargain deal and then somewhat froze as the price went higher, closer, moving closer to other options. He wants to play in the Premier League and wants to play Champions League football next season, leading to Arsenal. Atletico Madrid and Juventus are said to be pushing to sign the player. It's worth noting that whilst the Italian media are covering Juventus's interest as a big story, there's not much in Spain on Atletico. Regardless, as it stands, Gyokeres isn't keen and wants Premier League and Champions League football and to fight for titles, hence snubbing Manchester United. The report states the player prefers to see the glass half full, despite believing that Arteta will still make a new effort to include him in the next work group. Over at Ebola, they have an interesting column on the current situation. Gyokeres doesn't deserve this. There's been a lot of talk about the subject, and I'm not here to assign blame because in divorce, the blame never dies single. But the person who in 2 seasons became one of the most influential foreigners and 2-time Portuguese champions shouldn't have his name linked to such mess. To the blunders of hearsay and accusations from both sides, which are nothing more than defense of their own short-term interests. True, the Swedish striker still trusts his agent and has a plan, so he's not innocent. The summer is still young, but the plan from those repping Gyokeres already looks shaky and was seemingly built on Arsenal paying a reduced fee in a scenario that was never available. Going so strong with their message to the Portuguese media about snubbing Manchester United never looked the wisest move, even if it was done to show Porto the 2 English clubs wouldn't be involved in an auction. What's Porto got to do with it? I don't know what that is saying there. El Hilal are not giving up on Osimhen. They have not left conversations and remain interested. El Hilal are still there and are still offering big money. Where the finances involved for Gyokeres, Gyokeres as well, but for Osimhen, the Saudi clubs won't think twice. Gyokeres has not managed the quick transfer that he might have hoped, blah, blah. He still remains confident that he will get a move to the Premier League. So we'll have to see. Arsenal have been Gyokeres' main pursuers over the course of the last 18 months, but Record now reports that they're frozen their interest in the Swede international. Indeed, they're chasing RB Leipzig's Sesko, although concern is that Leipzig are demanding too much money for the Slovenian international. So it seems like it's gonna cost an arm and a leg, regardless, in it, really and truly. We have been linked once again with Real Madrid's attacker Brahim Diaz. Now we're linked with Rodrigo. Now we're linked with Diaz, who's probably more realistic. He has been struggling for game time. Xabi Alonso has become the new manager. Probably not going to see anything around his future until after the Club World Cup. But for what it's worth, this is saying we're prepared to pay 50 million euros to sign the Moroccan attacker. People, be a good move for us. Versatile. Been at Madrid, previously been at City. Arteta must know him. I'm on it. I don't think it's a needle mover, but it's very, very bullish on that, if that makes sense. Away from that, apparently AC Milan made an inquiry about Calafiori. People didn't get anywhere, and they're linked with AC Milan are linked with Zinchenko. Apparently his wage demands could be an issue. Kivior is set to stay at the club. People, so it is what it is in that regard. Arsenal ready to bid for Joel Hato after successful talks. Apparently, I mean, I'm on it, and apparently he thinks it's the perfect step. I mean, at 18-19 he's captain Ajax, been capped by his country, played a season at left back and play centre half. Personally, I think you could be. I'm not going to say no to Arsenal or any other move if you're him, because we need a defensive body. But if I was Hato, I'm not saying you don't have to leave, but you got a World Cup next year and you're 19. It's not going to do you any issue staying at Ajax for another year, people. So we'll have to see what goes on there. Apparently, Gyokeres has received a rival contract offer worth 11 million a year after holding talks with Arsenal and United. Fair play. Juventus are the ones to have made that offer. Arsenal are keen on signing Nico Williams this summer, but the forward wants to join Barcelona and his agent had a meeting with Deco last week. So I might as well just put that one there in the bin, people, if I'm completely honest with you. It's not making the world of sense, people. We have been linked with Garnacho. Apparently, we are not one of the clubs monitoring him, though, which is music to some of you lots is. Chelsea, Aston Villa and Spurs have all been linked. Would you not have Garnacho at Arsenal? I am just asking the question. John Duram seems like his time in the Middle East or Saudi Arabia is limited. Apparently, West Ham are the latest club to explore a potential option, which apparently we were keen on him in January, as well as potentially Olu Watkins. Is that something we should be doing? Fenerbahce and Napoli have also thrown their hat into the ring. AC Milan, they want Calafiori. They're linked with Tomiyasu and Kivio, but if they get Zinchenko and Granit Xhaka, who apparently they want to sign, that's a 2022-23 left-hand side kind of link up. I mean, big move for Xhaka to go AC Milan, to be fair. Big him up. Man United will turn their attention to Semenyo or Eze if they can't land Mbuemo. We've previously been linked with Semenyo as well. I'm sure a lot of you would love Eze, so would I. Make it happen. If you disagree, please let me know if you wouldn't want Eze, and let me know the reasons. We were once upon a time linked with Harry Guerrero, who's expected to command a fee of 25 million euros, the Spanish and Valencia central midfielder, and the 22-year-old. He's been linked with AC Milan as well, so I thought I'd just throw that out there. Romano has said Arsenal maintain confidence, optimism to get Miles Lewis-Skelly new deal done, as talks are already at advanced stages. Arsenal are not at all worried by recent links with clubs, as he's fully expected to stay. He has been linked with Real Madrid. We have previously heard we're staging our own beauty pageant where it comes to pursuing Gyokeres and Sesko. We don't plan to sign two strikers. Berta is keeping his options open and has held advanced discussions over both players. Watkins apparently also remains in contention, according to John Cross. People, Arsenal and Bayern have knocked on the door of Nico Williams, with both clubs willing to pay his release clause and offer him a higher contract to convince him to join. Williams wants to know Barcelona's plan before deciding the next step. There are some rumours that Barcelona's Laporte really likes Nico Williams, but after he did them dirty last summer, he has to make the first step. So if that is the case, then he goes Barca. If the Barca move doesn't happen and you're adamant going Bilbao, then Arsenal are second and third choice. Me personally, like Nico Williams, I understand Arteta was pursuing him, but at the end of the day, we've probably known this man wants to play for Barcelona. If we can sign him, great. Move on. Other targets. Simple as that. Partey is expected to return to London this week, people, and there's still optimism over a new contract. Apparently, Romano said we still remain in active contacts with apologies and talks with Gyokeres' reps. We also spoke to Sesko last week, but haven't reached an agreement. Again, I'm really loving the John Duran stuff in it. And again, Alejandro Garnacho's priority is to stay in the Premier League, people. And Real Madrid are interested in Miles Lewis-Skelly as his contract ends in 2026. I mean, you got him, Saliba, Konate, their track record of getting free agents. You know, they didn't get Davies, but Real Madrid are bad news for anyone that has good players, if I'm honest.